Hi guys, good morning, and let's start. So in the last class, we discussed about what is AWS and what is the path to learn the AWS. And today, and then we have seen some of the basic Linux concepts, like what are the different Linux commands that the basic Linux commands. Before, not all the Linux commands that we have seen the Linux, how what is meant by an operating system, and how operating system is created and what are the different flavors of what are the different operating systems that we are having starting from Unix and how Linux was evaluated. And then we have seen some of the concepts like directory hierarchy of Linux operating system. So again, today we will be discussing only the Linux operating system. Of course, it might be a class of it might be the class of this AWS, the thing here is, it is an AWS class only, but you need to have a basic understanding about the Linux operating system. So that's the reason we are going into the learning of some of the basic commands of Linux and then some of the basic concepts of Linux. After that, we will be starting the AWS classes from the next week onwards. As these are the demo sessions, I would like to introduce about the Linux and then we will be going from next week. Next week will be the next week the link will be changing, guys. These two are the demos, and on Saturday also you will have a demo session. And from Sunday next week Sunday onwards, you will have the normal classes. Okay, normal AWS classes. So whoever has been enrolled for the course, they will be so they are permitted to join into the classes from the next Sunday onwards. So my agenda is that today I want to complete the basic Linux commands. Not all the commands. I am not saying that we are going to cover each and every concept of Linux. Why? Because it is going to take you all around. If I have to discuss only about the Linux administration and all the commands, it will take me. For me, it will take around 10 to 20 hours of sessions to complete Linux. But this is only the basics. Okay. So please consider it as a basic things which will be helpful for you to learn the AWS. So let's start. Any queries you want to ask from the last class or else any newcomers who are there who want to ask any queries, you can ask me the queries. And before you asking the queries, I would like to tell you about the course details. The course is of complete AWS modules. So complete AWS will be there, and with the AWS, so the course duration will be 10 weekends. Starting from the next Sunday onwards, you have to consider it as a 10 weekends. So, and the thing here is, we are going to discuss completely about the AWS concepts and timings. Timings will be the morning 8 o'clock to 10:30 a.m. So 2.5 hours of sessions will be there. As it is a weekend batch, you will have 2.5 sessions. So 10 weekends will be the duration. So that is what I want to tell you. If you have any further queries, you can ask me now.
Sir, hello.
Yep.
Sir, yesterday class is uploaded in YouTube or we can get the recording?
You have in the YouTube as well as you will get the recording also.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Now, if you see here, we have a server that is running. Yesterday, we deployed a server, and with this server only, we are going to learn about the Linux commands. So let us get back and discuss about that. Not all the commands, again, I am repeating, it's a basic concept that we are going to discuss. So if you see here in Linux operating system, whenever you log in into the server, so how can you log in into the server? So we are accessing the PuTTY console. So what is this PuTTY? Actually, if you see here, we are located in some remote location. We are sitting in some remote location, and my server is available in US or UK locations. Actually, I have deployed my server in the UK location. Okay. So whenever I deployed my server in the UK location, this is the server which is located in UK. So I have to connect to the server through so I am not sitting beside the server. If I am sitting besides the server, I can connect to the server with the help of VGA cable or HDMI cable and I can connect my laptop or else desktop to that server. I can connect my monitor to the server, and I can see what is present inside that operating inside that server, which type of operating system is installed, and how to access it. I can have a visualization, and I can have the input and output devices connected to those servers so that I can create the packages and all the things. If at all, if I am besides the server. But as of now, I am not sitting besides the server. The server is created in some UK or else US location, and I am sitting in India. Okay. So how can I connect to that? So fortunately, we have a data center and we have the servers in Hyderabad and Mumbai also. But still, in Hyderabad, some of the services are not there. And in Mumbai also, two availability zones are available, and one availability zone still we don't have that. We will understand what is meant by availability zone from the next class onwards. I mean, from the next weekend, whenever we start the AWS. But as of now, if I want to connect to the remote locations, if I want to connect to these remote locations, how can I connect to that? So as I am having my laptop, I have the internet connectivity, and my server is also have the internet connectivity. So if I want to transfer the data through the internet, we have so many protocols. So I can transfer the data through the internet through many protocols like Telnet. I can use Telnet. I can use some another protocols. The basic protocol which we are using here is SSH to connect to the Linux servers. Especially if we want to connect to the Linux servers, we are using a protocol called as SSH. Through this protocol only, we can transfer the data securely. We can transfer the clear text format data into encrypted data. We will convert, so the protocol will convert the clear text data, clear text format into encrypted format. So by converting that, the data will be transferred. The username and password will be transferred to our server. So to access this server, so whenever we are getting the response from the server, which application will help us to access the server? So we need to have an application. So with the help of the application only, we can access the server. What is the application? The application here is Putty. So we have so many applications like Mobi Stream, and there are so many alternatives for Putty, but majority number of the companies are using Putty only. So all the companies, I think maximum MNCs also using the same software, Putty software, which is very handy for you to access. Okay. So what is this Putty software and how can I access that and how to download that? Actually, if you see here, so downloading Putty is very easy. It is 3 MB of file size. Now, if you go to Putty.org, so from here you can download Putty. Okay, see here from here you can download Putty and you can install Putty. So installation is also pretty simple. Sorry guys, installation is also pretty simple. Just download the Putty, and after downloading that, just normal how you will install a small application in the same manner. You can install the Putty also in your operating system. Once you install the Putty in your operating system, then you can access your server. So through Putty only, I am able to log into my server. So this is what I want to tell you. So once you log in into your server, what you can do? So whenever you log in into your server, here you are having something called as, this is called as prompt. Whatever you are seeing here, this is called as prompt. What does this prompt will say? The prompt says that so the user who is logged into your system, basically this directly I am unable to log into root user. No company or else no cloud provider will provide direct access to the root user. So we don't have the permissions to access directly root user. So by defaultly, a normal user will be created. Normal user will be created. So through this normal user, we will be logging into our server, and after logging into the server, we will be we will be logging into the root user. Root user means administrator who is having all the permissions inside the operating system. So he is called as a root user. In Windows terminology, we will call him as an administrator, but when you come to the Linux terminology, the same user is called as a root user. Now, if you see here, so the default user is EC2-user for Amazon Linux. For Ubuntu machines, the default user is Ubuntu. So like that, you have to understand. And the next one is at the rate, and here you can see IP-192.168.1.96. This is the IP address of your server. But actually, whatever you are seeing here, this is in the naming format. So I am getting my server with the name format. So how can I get that? It is pretty simple. At the time of creating the instances only, I will tell you when we go for EC2. But anyways, to show you here, if you go to the advanced details, here you can see host name type. Host name is nothing but your computer name, your server name. So your server name will be IP address, or else you can select the resource name. Resource name is nothing but your identification, instance ID. You will get the instance ID. So that is the reason here you got the name of the server as the IP address. So this is how this is the name of your server. Actually, you can convert that if I go like this, host name, set host name. If I give like this, set host name, uh, Linux. If I give this command, or else I will go with set space host name, Linux. So after some time, when you go for this, when you rename this, automatically what is going to happen? The name will be changed to whatever the Linux you want, it will be changed to the Linux only. So once you restart the system, but as of now, I don't want to restart that. But anyways, so this is how you can configure your host names. So that is the name of your so whatever you are looking here, this is the name of your server. And the next one is, here you can see the symbol. You think that this is a wave symbol, but actually the name of the symbol is tilde. So what is this tilde represent? The tilde represents the current user's home directory. If you want to know where is the current user in the sense in which location the user is working, If you want to know that, there is a command called as pwd. Everyone will think that pwd means present working directory. Actually, pwd means print working directory. Print the working directory. Where is the user? Working directory in the sense where the user is working, where the user is executing the commands. So I want to know the current user's directory, currently where the user is located. To know that, you can give the command pwd. Once you give the command pwd, the default location for any user, any normal user is the default home folder or home directory for any normal user is /home /EC2-user is the name of the user. Okay. So sorry, lost the connectivity. Sorry guys, just hold on for a while. Unfortunately, I lost the connection. Okay. Now if you see here, now when I give the command pwd, it is showing you that /home /username. Here it is the username EC2-user. Okay. So this is the current working directory of my EC2 user. So whenever you are seeing the tilde symbol will represent the home directory of the user. Now, if I go for sudo su, if I give the command sudo su, in the sense we are switching the user and I am not mentioning any name. If at all, if you are not mentioning any name, the meaning is that you are logging into the root user. Or else you can specify the root also, sudo su root. SU means switch user to root, or else, yeah. So here, if you see here, if I specify sudo su hyphen in the sense, the meaning is that you need to log into his home directory. Whoever the user you want to log in, you want to log in into his home directory. But here, what I specified here, I have given sudo su. Simply, I have given the sudo su, which means that the root user, I want to switch the user to root, but I don't want to change the home directory. Like, I don't want to change the directory. If you see here, root user is also working currently in the /home/ec2 users directory, /home/ec2 users directory. But if you want to go to the root users directory, if you want to navigate to the root users directory, then provide the command cd. When you give the command cd in the sense change directory, just you are specifying the cd and you are not specifying any location to where you have to go. If you are not specifying any location, then automatically you will be redirected to the home directory. See here, you are in the home directory of the root user. So the home directory of root user is different and the home directories of normal users are different. Again, I'm mentioning here very clearly stating this. The home directory of root user is different and the home directory of normal users are different. Okay, so I'm specifying R. So if you see here, pwd. So the command which I'm giving here is print working directory. Currently, the user is working in his home directory. If you can see the tilde symbol, the user is working in his home directory. And what is the root user's home directory? The root user home directory is /root. But normal users home directories are /home/ec2. What is this home directory? We are mentioning, as I am mentioned several times, home directory and home directory. What is this home directory? Generally, home directories are the personal directories of the users where they can save their files and directories, files and folders. Directories here in Linux operating system, we will call the folders as directories. So where we can where the users can store their own files and directories. So this is about your home directories of different users. Now, if you want to know about the user details, who are the users that are created inside this Linux operating system, we can provide that /etc/PASSWD. We give the command, see that we have Chaitanya and we have Kumar. Now, if you see here, cd/home, I will go to the home directory. As inside the home directory, we will have all users' home directories, all users' personal directories. So here we have the default users as how many users we are having, not the default users, how many normal users that we are having here. You can see EC2 user, Chaitanya and Kumar. There are 3 users. So if you see here, if I give the command ls, see that for each and every user, we have a specific directory. We have a specific directory, or I can call them as a folder. In this Chaitanya folder, the Chaitanya user can be creating his own directories and files and folders. EC2 user will be creating his own files and folders in EC2 directory. And in Kumar directory, Kumar will be creating his own files and folders. So like that, so in the home directories, every user can store their own files and folders, their personal files and folders. And now we are into the root directory. The root user can access any directory. If you don't require any sort of permissions, as he is the owner of the entire server, he can access each and everything. Okay, so we don't need to worry about the accessibilities of the root user. So that is the reason why I'm logging into root user. So we have seen a command called as pwd. Now let us go for the commands that to list the files. What are the different files and directories that we are having inside the Linux operating system? What is the command that we will use to list the directories? We are going to use the command ls. So if I give the command ls and if I press enter, ls means shortlist. So without any properties, I am only going to get only the names of the files. I will get only the names of the files, but I am not going to get when the file was modified, what are the different permissions are available or applied on the file, and then what I can say, permissions, files, and modified date, and then I can get the permissions. So these are all the things that we are going to get when we are going for the long listing. But when we go for the short listing, ls, if I give the command as ls, I will so the server will display only the name of the file. So when I press enter, so as of now I don't have any sort of files. It is not displaying anything. But if I give ll, so see here, long list. When I give the long list, it is saying that there are total 0 files. There are no files. But we have some hidden files, or else it is going to show you ls-a. ls-a in the sense should display everything. So it is showing me some of the hidden files. These are the some of the hidden files. When I give the command ll-a also, see that when I give the command ll-a, it is displaying that dot means current directory. Dot means current directory. Here we have dot means previous directory. If I give cd in the sense change directory, dot dot means I am going one step backward, previous directory. Here you can see dot means so current directory. So if you want to create any file, how can you create that? So just there is a command called as touch command. You can create the files with touch command. So if you want to move any file, let me do one thing. I will create the file as touch file 1. Okay. So touch file 1 and file 2, or else you can give within a single syntax, you can give like 1.10. So when you see here, ls, 10 files are created. 10 files are created, but the hidden files are not displaying. Okay, that's well and good. So mv star dot, or else I can go with star also. Star in the sense this is called as wildcard. This is called as wildcard symbol, or else a star is called as wildcard. So what is this wildcard represents? In Linux, wildcard represents the star represents each and every file, each and every non-hidden file or unhidden file, whatever the unhidden files are there, all the unhidden files should be selected. Okay, so when I specify star, the meaning of that is all the files which are unhidden. So all the files will be selected, and mv in the sense I want to move the files from, I am not specifying from this directory to some another directory. So like that you can give over here. So here the dot represents the current directory. You can create the hidden file. How can you create the hidden file? Touch dot new 45. For example, if I give like this. So if you see here, when I give the command ls, I am unable to see new 45. New 45. The meaning of this is whenever you are creating any new file, if at all if you are mentioning dot before the file, the meaning is that it is a hidden file. So at the time of creating the file, you must be very careful that you need to differentiate this. Dot represents the current directory whenever you are not specifying any file name. Okay. So, but whenever you are creating any file, if you want the file to be a hidden file, you can mention the dot before the file name. So there are two conventions for the dot. So you need to be very clear here. So when I type ls-a, here you can see dot new 45, which is a hidden file. So you need to be very clear about this. Dot has two types of naming conventions. One dot will represent the directory about the current directory. One dot will represent the current directory. And at the time of file creation, if you mention the dot symbol, then that represents it is a hidden file. So you need to be very careful in this. Anyways, coming back to this. So what I am doing, ls means short list. And the next one is ls-l. If I give the command like this, I am going to get all the files, all unhidden files are displayed with properties, with all the metadata in the sense, what is the what is the file name? And here you can see from the first column onwards, if I have to specify, so these are the permissions that we are providing for the file one. So here we will discuss about the file permissions whenever we go for the user module, but as of now we are into the basic module only. Let me complete this. These are the permissions that we applied on a file. And here you can see 111. These 111 will get only for the files, but when you go to the directories, the one numerical will be changed. Why it is changed? That is not necessary for you, but here one means a single file. It is a normal file, or else it is a single file. And here you can see root. Root means the owner. Owner of the file is root user. And again, you can see the root. Here you can see the root in the sense the owner group. Here you are having two things. One is group and the other one is user. And the next one here you can see 0. 0 means total number of bytes that are stored inside the file one. So let me do one thing. Nano file one. If I give like this, hello. Okay, so there are five letters, hello world. And if I save this file, and when I go for the another command, so see here you are having 12 bytes of data. Here you are having 12 bytes of data. So which means that the data stored inside the file one. So here the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth column represents the total number of bytes of data that is stored inside the files. And the next one is the time of modification. Right now, actually the file, whatever the files that are created, these files are created inside the London location. Current London timing is so 3 hour 15 minutes, which means that we are so London is behind to us in the sense now India time is 8:46, and when you see the London timing, it will be 5.5 hours difference are there. So now it is still night for them, night 3 hours 15 minutes. At this particular point of time, I have modified the file one. So these are the things you need to understand. So that is what output you will get from ls-l. The same output you will get from the ll. So whatever the command that we have mentioned here, ll or else ls-l, both are similar. And there is one more command that is ls-lt. The meaning of this is which file is modified at the latest time, that file will be displayed first. For example, let me modify nano file 10. Okay, nano file 10. Let's start. If I give like this, anything, any data like this. Now, when I go for ls-lt, so see here, it is showing me file 10. File 10 is just now modified. So that is the reason file 10 is displayed at the top. And next modified file is file 1. So depending upon the modification time, if you give the command ls-lt, it is going to display which file is latest modified file is there, that is going to be displayed. And ls-ltr reverse. So whatever the data that is displayed whenever ls-lt is the lt command is given, and if I mention r command, the meaning is that reverse. It is going to display the reverse. So the last, so what I can say, the last modified file is not the latest modified file. When the file is created at the time onwards, no files are modified. So the last modified file is file 9. So it is going to display like this. Okay. Fine, then there is one more command called as ls-r. So ls-capital R. So the meaning of this is ls-capital R in the sense it is going to display all the files and directories that are created inside this folder Not only that, it is going to display the subdirectories also. Whenever I give the command ls, it is going to show me only the files of this current directory. Let me do one thing. Mkdir is the command to create the directories. Mkdir is the command to create the directory. I will create a directory called as new. When I give the command ls, it is displaying the current directory. So I will move into cd, or else there is another command that we can create, mkdir-p. Inside new directory, I want the old directory. Inside old directory, I want the another directory called as ram, and another directory called as sham, and another directory called as projects. Okay, like that I want to create /1, /2, /3. Like that I want to create all the directories. If I give the command ls, it is displaying only the current directory files and folders. Current directory files and directories. Okay, whatever the files that are created inside the current directory, those files and directories are displayed. But when I give the command ls-R, then see that it is displaying all the directories that are inside my current directory, all the files and directories that are present inside the current directory, which means that inside the current directory you are having file 1 to 10, and as well as you are having a new directory. And inside the new directory, see here /, in the sense, dot means current directory, dot means current directory, and slash means inside the current directory you are having the new directory, and inside new directory you are having a directory called as old directory. And again /new/old, in the sense, current directory, inside current directory you are having new directory, inside new directory you are having old directory, and then you are having ram directory. So I can see each and every subdirectories with the help of the command called as ls-r. So these are the some commands that we will see whenever we are creating ls. So whenever we are having any files, if I want to display the file, then I can use the command called as ls. Now what I will do here is touch file, or else touch new file. Okay, 1.5.txt, and what I will do here is .html, and 1.5.css. Okay, if you see here, if I give the command ls, it is displaying everything. But I want to know what are the files that are ending with the extension .css. So what I will do here is star.css. If I give like this, which means that before CSS, before .css, you can have any name. But I want all the files that are ending with .css. When I give that, then automatically it is displaying whatever the files that are having .css. Or else you can give like this, ls star.html. So all the HTML files will be displayed. Or else ls star dot, what I will do here is star.txt. So all the text files are generated. So like that, you can see what we can specify, or else you can list out what are the files that are ending with any extension. But here you can also get the files ls new star. If I give like this, the meaning is that what are the files that are starting with new. So if you press enter, the new files will be, you can see the files that are starting with the word new, or else the pattern new. NEW is a pattern, a combination of letters, NEW pattern. Okay, so this is how you can get the data, what are the specific data you want. So these are some of the things that I want to show you with the ls command. There are so many huge number of things you can do with the ls command also. Okay, now to create any file, you need to use the command called as touch command. Touch command will help you to create any normal files. Normal files in the sense txt files or else any document. Here you need to understand in Linux, there are no extensions. Linux is completely extension independent. Extension independent. So what is this extension independent? The meaning is that, do you know this extension is there? So what is this .jpg extension? Can anybody say .jpg, .png, .mp3? Like that, I am having some extension, some extensions. What are these extensions means? .jpg means, what is this extension?
File types.
Of course, this is a file type, but which type of file is JPG?
Image.
Yeah. We have a mindset that .jpg is in the sense image only. So everyone will think that. Of course, I am also not opposing that .jpg means image only. What is .mp3? MP3 represents the audio files. But here, what you can do here is
Recording.
Sorry.
Any recording or music file.
Yeah, any recording or music file, any audio file, simply if I have to say. Now, but in Linux, it is not considered like this. So what I will do here is touch file or else touch audio dot, I will give like MP4 or else MP4. We know that MP4 in the sense, unfortunately there is a spelling mistake. Anyways, no problem. .mp4 in the sense it is a video file. If you see here, ll, if I give the command ll, so you have an audio file also. Here you can see audio.mp4 in the separate color. But what I am going to do here is nano audio.mp4. Hi, this is an audio file. If I give like this, but the sorry, what I will do here is this file has a name audio, but the extension is .mp4 video file extension. I will save some data here. So when I save some data here, there is a command called as file itself. So there is a command called as file. This file command will represent which type of file that we are storing inside this directory. File audio.mp4. See here, it is showing me that it is not a video file. Inside this file, we are having ASCII text. We are having some text. So I am saying here, whatever the Linux operating system you are seeing, Linux operating system is completely not a, what I can say, extension dependent. Okay, we can open any sort of files, but whenever we are opening that will be displayed in an encrypted format. We will not understand any images. If I try to open any images, that will be shown in the encrypted format. Anyways, coming back to this. Now I will provide like this. So what I will do is nano new or else AWS b10.rrr. If I give like this, the file will be open and shebang /bin/bash. I want the current date, echo $date. If I give the command, current date will be displayed. When I save this and if I execute this, so by default in Windows operating system, all executable files must be .exe. But here we can execute it with any extension. Unfortunately, we don't have RRR as an extension. So we don't have any files that are having RRR as an extension. But here in Linux operating system, this .rrr is not considered as an extension. Linux operating system will consider this as the name only. This is the entire name of the file only. Now, if you see here how Linux operating system will execute that, whenever I give this, whenever I give this command, you can see here the starting is, first of all, the file should be executed in bash shell. By giving this particular syntax, uh, the Linux operating system will understand that, okay, this is an executable file. So how can I execute that? Bash AWS b10.rrr. So when I execute that, automatically I am going to get the current date and time. Okay. So why? Because we have given a command called as echo dollar date. Echo dollar date in the sense you have to display the current date. Okay. So like that, there is what I want to say here is Linux is independent of any extensions. But of course, if you want to open, if you want to see the images, videos, and audio files, you have to use the graphical format. But unfortunately, whenever we are using the Linux operating system, we will be working only with the files and directories that are text files and whatever the directories that are helpful to store those files. Only we will be working with the normal text files and the directories. We won't be working with audio files, video files, and all the things. Why? Because we are in the command line. In the command line, we don't have the access towards creating audio files, accessing the audio and video files, hearing to audio, and watching the movies. We don't have that privileges. Why? Because we are into the command line mode. So that is about your what I want to say is Linux is completely extension independent. And the next one is, so we are discussing about ls and we have discussed the touch command to create the file and mkdir command to create the directories. So if you want to remove any file, so remove any file recursively. So you don't want to wait for any another thing, any another permission. Simply if you want, if you directly remove all the files, so simply you can give like file star. The meaning is that whatever the files that are created with the name file, whatever the files that are created with the name file, each and every file can be deleted. You don't require any sort of permissions. When I press enter, if you see here, all the file 1 to 10 is deleted. And if you want to delete any files, rm-rf star.css. If I give like this and check out that .css files are deleted from my directory. And one more thing you can do here is rm-rf. If I give star, the meaning is that you have to delete each and every directory, each and every file inside this directory. When I press enter, see that no files are there, and also the directory is not available. If I give the command ls-l, there is no directory also. Actually we have the new directory, but still that new directory is also deleted. If you give the command rm-rf star, the meaning is that you have to delete each and every directory and you don't require any sort of permissions. So that is about your rm command. So if you want to delete any particular file, you have to specify the file name. If you want to delete all the files with a particular extension, you have to mention the extension. And if you want to delete all the directories, simply if you provide star, then all the files and directories will be deleted inside the current working directory. So this is about your remove function or else remove command. And the next one is uh, creation. And if you want to find any file, so then there is a command called as find. Simply what I will do here is cd/home/ec2-user. I will give the name as touch uh, demo section. This is the file name that I am creating. If you see here, so there is a file called as demo session. Now what I will do here is I can navigate into my home directory. Right now the user is in his home directory. Right now the root user is in his home directory. But where I have created this demo session in the EC2 users home directory. What I will do here is find /name demo session. So when I give this, see there, find slash meaning is that inside the root directory. So you need to understand the root directory is different from the root users directory. Inside the root directory, you will have the complete hierarchy of your Linux directories. Okay. But root users directory in the sense root users personal directory. I have clearly mentioned that in the last class. So what it is doing, it is finding each and every directory inside the slash and fetching the demo session. So where is demo session file available? The demo session file is available under /home/ec2. So find is also helpful for us to find any files and directories. For example, let me do one thing, find /name SSH. So when you see here, SSH is available inside the etc directory and as well as in the user bin directory also. And let me do one thing. I will go to cd/user/bin, sorry, /user/local/bin. When I give this command and I will download a particular package. Let me download this terraform.io. Okay, download and Linux operating system. I want for Amazon Linux. And don't worry, this is a small package. If you go to the if you are trying to learn the DevOps, then this concept is very handy for you to learn the DevOps. Now what I will do here is I will download this file. Wget is the command to download any file from the URL. So when I give the command as wget and if I give the URL, again I'm repeating, wget is a command that will be helpful for you to download any file from the URL. Now if you see Terraform is there, unzip, so unzip Terraform. Okay, that's fine. Now what I want to do here is I want to find out Terraform. Simply I will go, I want to check whether the Terraform is there or not. Find /name Terraform. Okay. So Terraform is located in user local bin. So I can find out that particular file also. So like this, with the help of find command, what you can do here is you can find out each and every file inside my Linux operating system. Fine. And there is one more command called as locate also. Locate also will do the same thing. Okay. And the next one, and the next command which I want to show you here is cat. Cat in the sense in Linux operating system, cat means concatenation. Concatenation in the sense you can combine with the help of cat command, you can create the files, you can copy the data from one file to the another file, and as well as you can, what I can say, you can combine both the files also. Okay, so concatenation in the sense by defaultly, the English meaning for concatenation is combination of two files. Okay. So now what I will do here is I will try to read the data. For example, is there are any files here? There are no files. So cat, what I will do here is I will give a name for this new, or else every time we are providing the same. Let me do one thing, index. I will give the file as index. But if you see cat index in the sense it want to read the data inside the index file, but as of now unfortunately we don't have if any file with the name index in the current directory. So what I will do here is cat append, so the symbol here is, or else the symbol greater than in the sense a redirection. So I want to redirect into the index. So as of now there is no index file, but we can create the index file. When I press enter, we have to provide some data here. So let me provide this. This is cat command and file name is index. Okay, you cannot press if you want to save the data inside the index directory, or sorry, inside the index file. Now what you can do here is you can press Control D, but look at here, you cannot press Control D at the same line where you are having the last line of code, or else last line of data is there. You cannot press Control D over here. If you press Control D, Okay, if you press Control D and when you see cat index, see here, uh, cat index. So now I am going to get somewhere like this. Okay. Now what I want to show you here is there is an option called as you can press cat append index. When I give again like this, again it is asking me some data. So I will provide the data is this is the new demo class. When I give like this and if I press Control C here, when I press Control C, cat index. When I give this, what has happened here? See that this is new demo class. So whatever the new data that I have created, the new data overwrites the old data. Why? Because you are redirecting the data into the index file. So cat greater than symbol represents the redirection, and I want to redirect the data, whatever the data that I am providing, I will redirect the data into the index file. The redirection means whatever the data that is provided here, previously, if I have any old data, that old data will be overwritten by the new data. So I can do like this also. Cat append index, and this is new data, and Control C. When I provide Control C, cat index, see that now previously I have this is new data. This is new demo class in my index file. But when I provide again cat index or else cat redirect index and I have provided the new data is this is new data. This data has overwritten the old data. So can see only the new data. Now what I will do here is, if I don't want to overwrite this, I just want to append the data. I just want to append in the sense I just want to add the new data to my file. So what I will do here is double greater than symbol. This double greater than symbol will represent the, without overwriting the data, we can add the new data index. If I give like this is latest and this sessions. These are AWS sessions. Okay. And we are learning Linux basics. Okay. When I give this and press Control C here, in the last line, in the next line, we are pressing Control C. We cannot press Control C in the same line where we are giving the data. Okay. So when I give here cat index, now here you can see this is new data and the latest data, whatever we have uploaded, that latest data has been added to my old data. So here to overwrite any data that is stored inside the file, you can give a single greater than symbol. And to add any data into the file, you can give the symbols as double greater than. The meaning is that appending in the sense adding the data. So this is how you can add the data with the help of cat command. So how many ways the cat is helpful for you? Cat command is helpful for you to read the files and directories. So sorry, to read the files, and cat command is helpful to append the file, append the data into the file, and as well as overwrite the data inside the file. These are the some of the uses of your cat command. Not only that, with the cat command, cat-n index.html. If I give the command like this, it is going to display total number of lines of code available inside the index file. Here it is going to show me the total number of lines. Okay, like that with the help of cat, you can combine multiple options and you can see the results. Okay, so that is about the cat command, concatenation command. Here you need to understand in Linux we have a few more things. That is, the first one is standard input, and the second one is standard output, and the third one is standard error. What is the standard input, standard output, and standard error? So any data that is provided through the input devices, that is called as standard input. any data that we are providing through the terminal through the input devices is called as standard input. Now what I will do, I want to grep file, or else what I will do here is ls. If I give the command ls, index is there. So what I will do, ls grep -i index. Okay. So what is this grep command? We will come to know about that. But whatever the data that I am providing, this is the standard input that I am providing. By providing standard input, I am getting the output. But what I will to do here is echo hello world, which means that the same whatever the pattern that I have provided inside the double quotation, the pattern has to be displayed on my terminal. The echo command, in the sense, whatever the data that we are provided inside my double quotation, inside the double quotation, the data will be displayed on the terminal. Now, whenever I am giving the input, how I am providing the input? Input is provided through the standard input devices, that is nothing but your keyboard or else mouse. And when I press enter, so hello world is displayed. This is the standard output. This is the standard output. So this is the standard input. Whatever the input that we are providing, that is the standard input, and whatever the output that is displayed on the terminal, that is the standard output. Not only the terminal, we can redirect the output also, but as of now, try to understand here. This is the standard output. If there is an error, so simply I will go with X. So hello world. Okay. Then here you can see I got an error. Bash ECH command not found. This is the error which is displayed on the terminal. So the error whichever we are getting, this is called as standard error. So standard input, standard output, and standard error. Now what we can do here, for example, let me do one thing. Apt install. Actually, apt is the wrong command that we are using. Why? Because apt is not the command that we have to use to install any packages in Amazon Linux. We have to use yum command. But unfortunately, I'm using apt install nginx. Okay. And what I will say here is 2 greater than error.log. So the meaning is that, so the standard input, whatever the standard input that we are providing, standard input is represented as, defaultly it is represented as 0 in the Linux operating system. So the numerical notation of standard input is 0, and the numerical notation of standard output is 1, and the numerical notation of standard error is 2. So the meaning is that whenever you are installing any package, if you want to install any package inside the company, and you want to know the errors, whatever the errors that are displayed, and you want to know the errors, simply what you can do here is, so I want to install a package called as nginx. I will discuss about the nginx in later on session, but as of now, I want to install a package called as nginx. And if I get any error, redirect that error into the error log. If you see here, right now, I don't have any sort of error log. But what I am going to do here is, I will give the command like this. And if I press enter, see that I did not get any sort of output. I just want to know whether my application is installed or not, whether my command is executed successfully or not. To know that, we have to use $echo question mark. If I give this command, I got the output. I got the error code as 127. The meaning is there is some error whenever we are using this. Whenever we are running this command, we have an error code that is 127. So what does this error code represent? So what I said, whenever you are installing this application, if you get any error, redirect that error to the error log. If you see here, we have the error log. Now I will read that. Cat error.log. See that? What is the error that I am getting? apt command not found. This is the error that I am getting. So where we will use this standard error. Standard error can be used at the time of creating or else at the time of installing any packages inside my Linux operating system. Or else if you are developing any application at the development phase, everything is executing properly. At a particular point, you are getting an error. At a particular point, you are getting an error. So you need to analyze that error. Why I am getting that error? So if you want to analyze that error, you need to read the logs, error logs. So how can you get the error logs? You will redirect the error into a particular log file so that you can read the errors, whatever you are getting at the time of creating your application. So what application is throwing an error. So if you analyze that error, you will, what I can say, you will modify the code, or else you will create a new code instead in the place of the error code. You are going to create a new code, or modified code will be replaced, so that you can create your application successfully. Without analyzing the errors, you cannot create any application. So to get those errors, what I can do here is I can redirect my standard error to a particular file. So this is called as standard error. Okay. And what I can do here is yum install nginx. Yum install nginx. Whatever the output that I will get, the output will be redirected to output.log, output.log, and if there is any error, error should be appended to error.log. So when I give this command, and if you see here, I have the output.log and as well as error.log. So the meaning is that if there is any output, so I will go with cat output.log. I will try to read this. See here, what is the output that I got? Nginx is available in Amazon Linux extra top 8. So use sudo Amazon Linux install Nginx 1. So it is saying the output as like this. There are any errors? Cat error.log. So error, nothing to do. We did not find anything. So previously I have the error that is apt, but this error I got from this Nginx execution. At the time of executing the Nginx, I got an error that is nothing to do. So the error is stored in the error log, and whatever the output that I got, the output is stored in the output log. So this is how you can store output and errors in the different files. So this is called as standard input, standard output, and standard error in your Linux operating system. You got the point here? Any doubts, guys? Any doubts regarding this Linux? Whatever the commands we have seen, we have gone through. Is there any doubts, or there are any doubts?
No doubts.
Okay. I hope that you are good. Now let us go back with the next concept. So these are some of the basics that we are learning. Now the next one is, I am not going to tell you each and every command, but now the next command that we are going to learn here is grep. So what is this grep command? So let me introduce you to the grep command. What is this grep? So we have several abbreviations for this grep command: granular, regular expression, or else there is one more thing that is called actually the full form is global regular expression. So now what is this global regular expression will do? What is the grep command will do? Actually, grep command is helpful for us to fetch out the data, whatever by giving the pattern, whatever the pattern that we give. With the help of the pattern, we can fetch the data back. What is the meaning of this? For example, let me create, we have error.log, index, and output.log. For example, cat index. So what I am going to get? So cat index in the sense, this is new data, this is latest, these are AWS agents like that. I am having some data inside the index file. So what I want to do, cat index. So I want to read the file. Cat index in the sense, cat means concatenation, or else cat command will display the content that is stored inside a file. Okay, it is going to display. So what is the output that I am going to get? This is the output that I will get from from executing this command. By executing this command, this is the output that I am going to get. Now we are using a symbol called as pipe. So this vertical line, so where this vertical line can be find out. So you are having an enter key inside your on your keyboard. You are having enter key. So right side enter key, not the left side enter key, or else in the numerical keyboard you will have an enter key, not that. You are having a main enter key. On that enter key, upon the enter key, you are having a another key, that is pipe or else slash. You can see a vertical symbol or slash. So that is called as a pipe symbol. So what is this pipe symbol? Actually, in general, normally, let us discuss about in the home purposes, what a pipe will do. A pipe will make the connectivity between two different objects. For example, you are having a motor, you are having a motor, and this motor will give water as an output. Just for example, try to understand this. So whatever the water that you are getting from the motor, you want to send it to your tank. The tank is located in the first floor or second floor. How you will transfer the water? So you will connect a pipe. So you will connect the pipe to the motor. When you connect the pipe to the motor, the output, whatever the output that you are getting from the motor, the water, whatever the water you are getting, so you will send the output to the tank. So now this output has been converted as an input to the tank, which means that inside the tank, what you are going to store, you are going to store the water. So storing, that is the input for the tank. Now here you need to understand, one output is given as an input to the another. In the same manner, whatever the output that I am getting from this particular command, whatever the output that I am getting from this particular command, by using pipe symbol, I can give that output as an input to the another command. So what I will do here is grep. So whatever the output that is displayed, among this output, I want to display AWS. I want to fetch only a pattern. So the pattern consisting of the letters AWS. So I want to fetch this particular pattern. So where is the pattern located? If you see here, these are AWS sessions. Only the pattern is with red mark. The meaning is that I am able to find AWS. So I can get this particular sentence. So what is the meaning of here? We have seen two things. One is the pipe symbol. So whatever the output that you are getting, you are providing the output as an input to the another command. And this time we understand the command called as grep command. Grep AWS in the sense we are going to fetch out, or else we are going to get a particular syntax, a particular line with the pattern, that is AWS. Not only that, what we can do here is ls. What is this command will do? This command will display each and every files and folders, files and directories of the current working directory. Among the current working directory, when you execute that, what is the output that you are going to get? Error.log, index, output.log, like that. So from that, what I want to fetch is grep, okay, star.log. So there is no particular pattern like star.log, or else you can view like this also. Let me check out like this. Okay, or else somewhere like you can use the braces also. Anyways, coming back to this. So what you can do here is, I want to grep log files. If I give like this, grep log. So whatever the files that are ending with the symbol or else ending with the pattern log, you are getting those log files. So like that, you can use the grep command. Okay, now exactly I want exact match. For example, let me do one thing. I will create mkdir Chaitu. Okay, mkdir Chaitu 100, Chaitu 200. Like this, I am going to create some directories. If you see here, so Chaitu 100, Chaitu 200, and Chaitu, like that. I will give the command. So I want to fetch grep -w, or else first of all I will show you grep Chaitu. So what it is going to do, it will display, actually it is going to display ls and grep Chaitu. Whenever I give the command, so it is displaying me all the files and directories that are starting or also that are having the pattern Chaitu. Okay. Or else I can create one more thing. mkdi, or else let me create a file touch. Okay, new Chaitu.txt. Okay, this is the file that I am creating ls. Now what I will do here is, see here, it is displaying all the files that are having this particular pattern. Whatever the files that are having the Chaitu as a pattern, it is displaying all the files. Now, if I want the exact match, if I want to get the exact match, grep -w, or else I will do like this: ls fight grep -w Chaitu. Whenever I am giving this command, it is not displaying all other files. It is displaying only the exact match for my pattern. Okay, and Linux is completely case sensitive, guys. Case sensitive in the sense, however you are displaying the, however you are giving the name, so you need to represent same name. For example, I will create a file like touch kuml, or else touch file dot about dot html. If I give like this, now if you see here ls command, here we have about dot html. You see here about dot html file is created. Now I want to fetch out about dot html. How can I fetch out that? ls grep. If I give the command like about.html, it is not going to display anything. Why? Because here you can see is there whether the output is displayed or not. Echo $? So I got an error code as 1. What is the meaning of this error code? It is unable to, the command, whatever the command that we have given, the command is not executed successfully. So what is the error? The error is that here we have given about.html, but as Linux is case sensitive, the file is starting with A, capital A. So what I will do here is ls grep -i about.html. When I provide the option -i, it is not going to consider the case sensitivity. It is going to ignore the case sensitivity and going to display me the files and directories that are given, that are matched with the given pattern. So this is how you can fetch out the files. So that is about your grep command, guys. And the next one is, if you see here ll, we are having so many files and directories which are separated by the space. So here we are, here each and everything is separated by the space. Now, among all these files and directories, whatever displayed with the help of ll command, I want only the file names. I want only the file names. How can I get only the file names? So here, how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total 9 columns are there. Each and every column is separated by the space symbol. So if you want to get that, if you want to get the particular file name, so what you can do here is cut -d, which is going to cut all the lines. How, what is the delimiter here? Delimiter in the sense how each and every column is differentiated. So every column is differentiated with the space -f9. If I give like this, when I press enter, here I am getting like the 12, 3, some files I am getting like this. Again, I will do like if I want only the file name, so I can go with F10. Suppose if I go with F10, so I'm getting like this, or F11. So I can get a few file names, but there is an error. Why I'm getting the error? Anyways, so here we are having something like double spaces. So double or triple spaces is there. So that is the reason why we are getting like this. So let me do one thing. Nano index dot index. So I will delete all the data and save the data. So if you see here, index is also 0 and nano error dot log. I will delete this and save this, and nano output dot log, delete all the things and save it. Now if you see here, ls or else ll, so everything is fine. Okay, now what I will do here is, if I do the cut command -9, so I'm going to get all the names. So this is how you can cut a particular context. Okay, now if you see, can you define what is this cat etc slash passwd? Can you define what is this command is going to do? What is the cat command and what is the slash? Actually, slash etc is a directory. Inside the etc directory, you can have all the configurations, all the configuration files, whatever the packages that you are installing, each and every package configuration is available inside the etc directory. PASSWD is a file which is going to display the user details. Okay. So now what is this command? What is cat command? Cat slash etc slash PASSWD means what it is going to do. Yes, anyone? What is cat etc PASSWD will do? What is the cat command? Why we are using the cat command?
We are using it for printing the content.
To display the content. Yeah.
Exactly. To display the content that is stored inside this PASSWD file. This file is located in the etc directory. So whatever the content that is stored inside the etc directory, inside the PASSWD file, I want to display all this. So actually that PASSWD file will have the user details. So I am getting all the user details. Whenever I am getting all the user details, what I can do here is cat etc slash PASSWD and cut -d. When you see here, what is the output that you are getting? You are getting the output like this. And what is the delimiter here? The delimiter, who is separating the context? So columns here is colon. So the colon is separating. So what I can do here is cat slash etc slash PASSWD cut the -d, and the delimiter is colon -f1, so that I will get all the user details, user names only. What is the first column that you are having in the cat etc password or else PASSWD? You are having only the usernames. So to get only the usernames, what you can do? You can give the command like this. So cat etc slash PASSWD, whatever the output that you are getting, you are giving as an input to the another command, that is cut -d colon f1. What from this output I want to fetch out the first column. So the the columns are differentiated with the help of colon. So whatever there is before colon, whatever the first column is there, please display that content. So it is displaying the content, which is displaying the usernames only. So like that, I can use the cut command. So this is about your cut command. And the next commands that we are going to discuss here is user commands. User commands in the sense how to create a user inside the Linux operating system. So it is very simple. User add. So user add somewhere like Chaitu. If I give like this and go for cat slash etc slash PASSWD. Okay. PASSWD. So a user with the name Chaitu has been created. See here, Chaitu user is created, and this is the password symbol. And here you can see 1003, 1003. This is the user ID, and this is the user group. And the next one is /home /Chaitu, in the sense it is home directory of the user Chaitu, and this is the shell to execute. So these are all the things that you are getting from the PASSWD file. So if you want to provide the password for any user, PASSWD Chaitu. If I want to give the password for the user Chaitu, simply I will give like this and provide the password. So the password has been assigned. The password has been assigned to the user Chaitu. Like that, you can create the users with the help of the command called as user add, or else you can use the command add user also. Add user money. If I give like this, and if you see cat/etc/PSSWD, see that money user has been created. Now, with the help of user add or else add user commands, we can create the user. And if you want to assign the password for the user, PSSWD money, and you can assign the passwords for the user. Simply I will give it as 123 123. Okay, so like that you can assign the password for the user with the help of the command called as PSSWD. These are the user adding commands and all the things. In the next class, we will discuss about the user permissions. How we can assign the user permissions in the Linux operating system, and then we will be moving into the networking concepts. So, what is meant by a network and how one file from one computer can be transferred to the another computer. These are all the concepts we will see in the next 2 classes. So that's all for today. If you have any queries, you can ask me. As it is a demo session, I am winding up the session by 9:40. But from next week onwards, the session will be wind up at 10:30 only. So that's it. If you have any queries, you can ask me from now. So open to your next 5 to 10 minutes is completely the doubt session. You can ask me the doubts. Queries, questions, guys.
Similar to this AWS weekend batch, do we have a day off weekend batch, or after the completion of this AWS weekend batch,
Right now, my DevOps batches are not there, but there are some another DevOps batches are running. If you are interested towards learning that, you can ask the management. Management will provide you the right information. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? So my recommendation is that once you complete the AWS, then go for the DevOps. Parallelly, please don't work it out. It won't happen like that. Any another queries, guys? Okay. So as of now, I don't find any another person asking anything. So I'm terminating the session. You will get the video from the management, as well as you can find it out on the YouTube also, I guess. So just go through that once and have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. We'll meet in the next weekend, next Saturday at 8 o'clock. And one more thing is that you need to be very keen. And from next weekend onwards, we are not going to use the Zoom sessions. We will be using GoToMeeting. So yes, whoever has enrolled for the course, he will get the credentials for the GoToMeeting. All the best for your course, and after completion of the course, please try to learn the DevOps. That's all from my end. Have a nice day and bye.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.